Today we're going to talk about DC's best and worst suburbs ranked. This might get ugly, you guys. Narrowing down the best suburbs of DC actually isn't hard. Most people with families would say probably the same 10 suburbs, give or take. Then narrowing to 5 might result in a good old-fashioned debate. Everyone's going to have a different top 5 based on their priorities and preferences. And then what are the worst suburbs? Well, I'll tie up the best areas with a Melissa invented tagline. When I get to the worst areas, I'll mostly be doing some apologizing to anybody who actually lives there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I am Melissa Terzis, DC Real Estate Mama, and this is my channel. We do all things real estate here, so if you are interested in, moving here, living here, moving around within here, let me know. I can help. Been here a long time. All right, let's do the best first, because that's usually... it's good to go positive, right? All right, number 1. I was going to say it, Arlington, Virginia. Arlington is known for walkability, schools, and its proximity to DC. Standout neighborhoods? I think I'd probably say all of them. If I must narrow it down, worthy mentions are Clarendon, Lion Village, Cherrydale, Bluemont, Westover, Yorktown, Barcroft, Shirlington, all good. So why is it great? Well, if I wanted to leave DC and I could get my husband to live in Virginia, Arlington's where I go. He's from Baltimore. They don't cross the river. Anyway, great public schools, housing stock that's a mix of charming and new craftsman homes. And then you've got older bungalow homes and easy commutes to pretty much everywhere. Plus, and this could be just my sense, I feel like you have real people here. There isn't a feeling of pretension among the residents. Everyone's friendly and they always seem to want to chat. Of course that could be because I'm there with clients and there's a sign in the yard of the house I'm showing. And so the neighbors are curious about who are the potential new neighbors. But I've never really had an off-putting experience here. I think people they just feel real to me. Arlington's expensive, but home values here increase every single year, especially near the metro stops. Retail, restaurant choices here are excellent. You have a variety of options all over Arlington. You're not going to feel the need to go into DC for restaurant choices. And then every grocery store is pretty much here as well. You've got the usual for the area, Giant and Safeway, along with Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Harris Teeter, and the world's worst, Costco, because of the parking lot. Anyway, Arlington County also boasts this cool fact. Anybody within the county is within a 10-minute walk to a park. The recreation center programs are fantastic with class and sports offerings for all ages. Some of the rec centers actually have fitness room and classes that rival the area gyms at a fraction of the price. So, the tagline here, you pay for convenience in Arlington, but you get convenience in Arlington. Next up, you probably also knew this one was coming, Vienna, Virginia, known for yard space, trails, schools, and a community vibe. So why is it great? Well, Vienna is one of the most sought after areas in Fairfax County. The world could be falling apart and Vienna and Arlington would still have multiple offers on houses. The W and OD trail access is something people love, along with the real small town downtown. The number of restaurants and the quality of the food served in Vienna is really enough to ensure that you will not be making the trek to other areas of Northern Virginia or DC. There's fine dining, Italian, Asian fusion, French, plus a whole host of casual places like Taco Bamba, Foster's Grill. The crumble cookies we go to is there. Yum, yum. The Vienna schools are also excellent. It's part of Fairfax County school system. There's 12 parks in the town as well. Vienna hosts a ton of family-friendly festivals and concerts that run year-round. Chillin' on Church is a monthly block party that runs from June to September. You've got 4th of July fireworks, Oktoberfest, Halloween parade, holiday stroll, Kids on the Green summer series of events, Memorial Day celebration, and a farmer's market. Then there's Viva Vienna, which is a music and craft festival. So, tagline. Vienna's the suburb people grow into and stay in. Your future self will thank you. Next up is Bethesda, Maryland. All right, Bethesda is known for schools, established neighborhoods, and long-term value. Standout neighborhoods, all of them. The variety and lifestyle runs the gamut here. If you wanted to live close to downtown where the shops and restaurants are, it's definitely pricier, but it's possible. If you prefer to live in the suburbs, that's also possible within Bethesda. There's also parts of Bethesda on the western edge that feel more green and leafy and private. So why is it great? Well, Bethesda does not have a huge employment center. You will find much more business on the Virginia side of the river, but there's enough nearby to make it a viable option for those who work at nearby employers like NIH, Marriott, Discovery Channel, and Silver Spring, or commute to DC. The walkability is a huge draw, as are the big leafy lots. Lots of residents here also commute downtown, as it's a pretty easy ride on the Red Line. So parents tend to break Bethesda down into the high schools. For some reason, a reason which I cannot comprehend, people think Walt Whitman is the best of the high schools in Bethesda. The other ones are Bethesda Chevy Chase, which is BCC, and Walter Johnson. They're also putting another high school in, Northwood. Things are shifting and moving. I encourage you, I actually beg you to get your hands on the annual Bethesda magazine where they publish the college outcomes each year. Be careful of the groupthink, you guys. People come here and the second they hear Whitman's the best, they have like tunnel vision for a house in Whitman. The other high schools fare just as well, if not better, at getting students in getting them into like the top schools. So something to think about. There's also a lot of money here. You're gonna find public school families and private school families. It's been our experience that the private school families travel in different circles completely than the public. But because the public schools are as good as they are, you also see families with kids who will leave private school and go back to public for high school. As an example, so my daughter's at a K through 8 school in Bethesda, and there's kids that will leave there and go back to their public high school. All right, so tagline, summing it up. Bethesda is Maryland's answer to Arlington, but less urban and with a bunch more of the Joneses trying to actually keep up with each other. All right, oops. Who saw that coming? I was singing Bethesda's praises, I know. All right, next up is Falls Church City. You're probably wondering why this doesn't rank higher. We're going to get to that. Falls Church City is known for a small town feel with urban access. Why is it great? Well, Falls Church City has its own government and therefore its own school system. It is tight-knit, has a walkable downtown, and very charming homes. Because of these factors, this is kind of like Mayberry on steroids. Because of the money here, that's why. Lots of well into the 6-figure salaries and real estate bidding wars. In fact, another place that if the world came crashing down, this is probably the last place in the DMV where there would still be bidding wars. Now you might be wondering, like I said, why it didn't rank higher, and that is due to affordability. I could have and would have easily put this ahead of Bethesda, but the prices here are through the roof, and that's because the schools are considered the best in the area. So the fact that you maybe like can't get into Falls Church City is kind of a consideration, which is why I bumped it below Bethesda. Like Bethesda is actually accessible, that you could get a house there. Falls Church City, no. So Falls Church City is one of the smallest municipalities in Virginia with a Hallmark movie set vibe and a bustling family-friendly downtown. That was my Melissa tagline to sum it up. All right, the fifth one is Chevy Chase, Maryland. So known for charm, prestige, proximity to Northwest DC, and lots of money. So why is it great? Well, Chevy Chase is divided into villages, which run kind of like their own little towns. The villages all have their own governing boards, and to give you an example of how they operate, village revenue is made up from half income taxes, 25% property taxes, and 25% speeding enforcement. They love their freaking cameras in Maryland. All right, people go to Chevy Chase to escape DC, but still have the convenience to the city amenities. Chevy Chase is residential with retail along the major corridor of Wisconsin Avenue. The streets are lined with trees, not gold, but trees. They could be gold, I don't know. Public schools are good, but you will likely find a lot of residents here have the money to go private, and they might. There's lots of old money aesthetics here. While you will see teardowns, the village centers are the ones who do the approvals on building, and if they don't like your design, it does not get the stamp of approval. So Chevy Chase is very classy with a variety of residents who appreciate charm, beauty, and being close to, but not inside of, DC. Okay, you guys, now we have to talk about the worst suburbs. I'm gonna get annihilated in the comments. Bring it, people, bring it. I just know it. Number 1, Oxon Hill, Maryland. All right, why is this on the list? So even with the National Harbor, Oxon Hill has not taken off the way that people thought it would. Commuting is very tough. Melissa's take. Apologies if you love it here or you live here, but getting to Oxon Hill takes me an entire tank of gas to make my way through the gridlock of 695 and 295. Traffic's bad. If you telecommute, though, it might be fine. Capitol Heights, Maryland. All right, so why is it tricky? This one's just over the DC line. It's also adjacent to one of the most notoriously dangerous areas of DC. So it's not like you just cross the state lines and things magically improve. Melissa's take. You guys, did you miss the part where I just said it's over the DC line adjacent to one of the most dangerous areas of DC? Come on, you got to think about this for a second. Really wasn't much else to say. I'm so sorry if you live in Capitol Heights. Laurel, Maryland. All right, why is this on the list? Long commute, inconsistent school ratings, limited housing appreciation. Melissa's take. Apologies, again, if you love it here or you live here, but people get tempted by the price point. Laurel's a tough area. You have to see it to understand. It's gritty, it's commercial, and it's generally too chaotic with little upside. I've had a lot of people contact me who want to move out of Laurel, but suspiciously, no one ever calls to say they want to move into Laurel. Next up is Manassas, Virginia. Oof. I put Manassas through the ringer. I've said this a few times. Why is this tough? Traffic's brutal, you guys. Schools and amenities are hit or miss. Pricing's affordable, but the growth is really limited. So Melissa's take, my God, apologies if you live here or you love it here. I'm so sorry. You might save on the house, but try getting to 66 to commute pretty much anywhere. By the time you get there, you'll have been in your car long enough that you'll wonder if it's time to go home. True story. Number 5, Huntington. This is in Alexandria, which is the Fairfax County part, not the city of Alexandria. So why is it tough? Well, it's like a transient area. Melissa's take. This is all I really have to tell you. The day I went to Huntington to actually get video footage of these like seedy motels here lined up one after the next, people kept beeping their cars at me. I was on the phone with Michael and I was like, Jesus, I think people think I'm like a hooker stumbling out of one of these motel rooms. Yeah, not good. Okay, so best really does mean different things depending on your phase of life, your tolerance for a commute, the school priorities. But if you're moving up and you want like peace of mind and equity growth, you should stick with the tried and true over the overly trendy. Just don't go too far in the direction of like up and coming. Sometimes neighborhoods labeled as up and coming have infrastructure that will really never allow the change needed to happen to revitalize the neighborhood, to gentrify things. And when people's safety is in the mix, you've got to read between the lines what I'm telling you here. All bets are off when it comes to equity building, because it does not matter like how much somebody loves a neighborhood or how great they think it is. When it comes to safety, even the people that have the highest tolerance for crime, they are out. And I have seen that. I have known people, bullet came through the house and they packed up and moved out the next day. I know a few people that's actually happened to. So it does not matter what the tolerance level is. When it legit hits home, people are out. So if you want help scouting the right fit for your family without wasting time, we should talk. And guess what? My contact info is coming next.